Hello and welcome. It's 4 p.m. India time or 10:30 GMT. And it's 6:30 in the evening in Hong Kong, where protesters have come out in large numbers on the streets for the 15th straight weekend, despite the police denying them permission for holding demonstrations. The protesters gathered at the Legislative Council building and government offices in the city. They are holding a march from the city's shopping hub at Causeway Bay to the Charter Road. The protesters are calling upon Chief Executive Carrie Lam's government to address the 5 demands and not one less. Earlier, protesters threw bricks at police outside the nearby Chinese People's Liberation Army base in the city. They even tore down and set fire to a red banner proclaiming the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. In retaliation, the police fired water cannon and volleys of tear gas to break up the protesters. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, protesters used barriers to block the roads leading to some of the MTR stations. At the Admiralty station, some protesters were seen vandalizing security cameras, pathways and spray painting over the name of the station. All this after a series of rallies outside the British consulate this morning. The protesters demanded a change of status of the British passport that allows a holder to visit Britain for 6 months but does not grant the right to live or work there. Protesters could be seen singing "God Save the Queen" and waving the Union Jack in their rallies since yesterday. The campaigners remain firm on their demand that the former colonial power should ensure that China honors its commitments to the city's freedoms. Right, and these are the live visuals coming to you from Hong Kong of the latest run of protests between pro-democracy activists and the government of Chief Executive Carrie Lam. The protesters are demanding that the government institute a probe, an independent probe of that, into the police brutality, and also allow them to hold free and fair election to elect their leader. Remember, this is the 15th straight weekend of protests in Hong Kong since protests erupted in June this year. Now, the Chinese-ruled territories I was mentioning has been rocked by weeks of pro-democracy protests. The demonstrators are enraged about what they see as a creeping interference by Beijing in their city's affairs, despite a promise of autonomy. Meanwhile, China says that it remains committed to the one country, two systems arrangement, saying that Hong Kong will continue to be China's internal issue.